Colin needs a bath. Colin, the country boss, was very happy. It was market day, his favourite day. Colin loved taking the farmers to market and he didn't even mind when they brought the animals on board. You have to be prepared for anything when you're a country boss, he said. Best of all, Colin loved splashing through the puddles of thick oozy mud along the way. The market was a noisy, bustling place. There were animals in pens, lots of colourful stalls, and children running and playing. Colin smiled to himself as the hen came to roost on his bonnet. I do like market day, he said. All day long, Colin drove back and forth to the market. He got dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. It was nightfall before Colin finished dropping all the farmers home from the market. The moon was high in the sky, and lights were twinkling in the farmhouse windows. Colin was looking forward to getting home too, and settling down for a good night's sleep. It had been a long, tiring day. Back at the garage, the other buses were getting worried. It was late, and there was no sign of Colin. I haven't seen him all day, said Arnold, the oldest bus in the garage. That's because you haven't been out all day, said Harry, the holiday bus. Haven't I? Chuckled Arnold. Well, that'll explain why I haven't seen him then. Sammy, the school bus, was beginning to think that Colin had had an accident. Maybe he's stuck in a ditch, he exclaimed. Roger, the airport bus, jumped to attention and waggled his mustache. He was always ready for adventure. Right, chaps, he piped up. Start your engines. We better go and rescue him right away. It was just then that Stephanie, the station bus, noticed something peculiar. She wrinkled her nose and sniffed the air. Oh, I say, what's that awful smell? She said. The other buses could smell it too, but where was it coming from? It's coming from the road, said Roger. Phew, it stinks, said Sammy. Suddenly, Stephanie realized what the horrible smell might be. What day is it? She asked the others. Susan thought for a moment. The last Wednesday, she began. That added slowly of the month. The buses groaned. Market day, they all said together. Just then, Colin drove in. He was covered in sticky, smelly mud. Hey, evening all, he said cheerfully. But he could tell something was wrong. All the buses stared, and Stephanie turned up her nose. Into the bus wash with you, she said. Colin flatly refused. I only wash once a month, and I did that 3 weeks ago. With that, he closed his eyes and went straight to sleep. Next morning, all the buses were grumbling about Colin's awful smell. They had to huddle together in the garage all night to get away from it. Colin woke up feeling happy and refreshed. Good morning, everybody, he yawned. I don't know what's good about it, Stephanie said crossly. I didn't get a wink of sleep. I don't think I can stand it for another week, added Susan, the shopping bus. Luckily, Sammy had a plan. He drove over to the office and pretended to talk to Mr. Spectre. What's that, Mr. Spectre? You want Colin to the Chumley Park run today? Righto, I'll tell him. And he raced back to Colin. Colin was only too happy to spend the day in Chumley Park. Right then, he said when Sammy told him, I best be on my way. As Colin trundled out of the bus garage, the other buses nodded and grinned at Sammy. They thought that his idea was very clever. They knew that in Chumley Park there was a ford that Colin would have to cross. All that day, Colin drove back and forth across the ford. Each time he crossed it, he got wet. And each time he got wet, he got a little cleaner. When Colin returned that night, his paintwork was gleaming. Colin, you're so clean, cried Susan happily. And tired too, added Sammy. Why don't you let me do the run country tomorrow? It will be great fun. Stephanie sighed. Just as long as you have a wash when you get home, Sammy, she said, and all the buses laughed.